Okay, that one finally came online. Hi, everybody. I am Tanya Baldwin from Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Self, and this is Trauma Talk Live. It is a oracle reading for the collective. Actually, it's 2 oracle cards and a tarot card. I do this every day, and then after I do the general reading, then I go into card pulls for individuals. So initially, it's just the general reading, and then individual reading. So if you want a card, you want to find out, you have some clarity that you're looking for, just stay tuned after the general reading. Like I said, I do open it up for individuals to request a card pull for some clarity. I am a registered nurse as well as a healer and witch. I'm an intuitive. Hi, Jon Snow. Sorry, I saw that name come up. My company is Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Self, where I help people navigate through trauma and mental health. And part of what I do is bring in some holistic or spiritual kind of properties like tarot cards and oracle cards and see what messages we can't get. So the general message for today started off with our favorite card, which is Chop Wood, number 42. So this is a message for doing the tasks that we don't tend to like to do too much, but that have to be done. So being grounded in everyday experience and humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blossoms. When it's in full blooms. I'm just doing a little tappy tap. So if you're on TikTok, if you can tap on the screen, I will pull a card for you, Murph, for sure. And if you tap on the screen, you give likes on TikTok, that expands the reach of the video to more people. So, you could help this video get out to other people who maybe need a card pull. Maybe you could be the one that is giving them a Cledon even. A Cledon is when a message that's meant for somebody else gets delivered to you. It comes to you in a strange way or an interesting way. But anyway, back to the general reading. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to be, to let nature take its course, is an important step in manifestation. Hi, I love it. Willow branches, beautiful. One of these days coming up, I'm going to be making a broom. Hi, Sarah. I'll pull a card for you too. So I have 2 people on the list. I actually am going to take... Ooh, I might be able to do this without leaving too far. I do have to get my coffee. That is an essential. Just give me 1 second. Because I've got a tickle in the back of my throat. So I think I'm catching a cold, like the winter cold or whatever. And I need a pen too, so that I can write down the names of people who would like a card, so I can keep you in order. It's one of the things that I've decided to start doing is keep a list so that I don't lose track. Murph and Sarah. Hi. Hey, how's it going? That pen's not going to do me any good. Maybe there's another one in my purse. So let's get back to the reading. I apologize for the interruption in that. So the first card that I pulled, number 42, Chop Wood. So this is all about doing those mundane tasks. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which bring you ever closer to what you seek. I'll put you on the list. Short butt, Short Butt 71. That's an interesting name. And see if if I have so many pens, maybe one of them will work really well for me. Oh, that's better. Short Butt. Chantel. I love it. I'll use the name Chantel. It's much better than Short Butt. Okay. So in a relationship, chop wood means that nothing is important right now. It's just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into space. Pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. So then the black seed oil capsules, yes. I will do some things. I will do some things to hopefully like limit the amount of whatever. As I was around my nieces and they're in school, so that's that's pretty much a big start right there. It's just having children in school and being around them. And it seems every time I go around them, I end up getting sick because I don't have little kids running around me right now. So when I do go around little kids that are in school, I seem to pick up everything. I do not do collaborations with people in my live. I was messed over with somebody. I allowed them. So I'd have to vet you before I go live with you. Prosperity message. Now's the time to take small steps rather than larger leaps on the journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off your big dream and attend to the mundane chores. Focus on the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan for your life you aspire to see manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all of that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. So it's all those little tasks, right? Pulling back into the present moment and doing those mundane little things that need to be done is the message from that card. From this deck, the next card that I pulled was Me Talks, number 39. So it says repairing the body, mind, and spirit. And I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful card. So eliminating toxic thinking, repairing the body, mind, and spirit, cleaning house. So when the Me Talks card appears, it challenges you to discard the deep, dearly held judgments that you have passed over yourself and others. Release the people who you feel wronged or offended you. Recognize that they mirror the shadow aspects of your own soul. Yes, it is a tough pill to swallow. Only then can you cull from your life the toxic people you have allowed into your inner circle, right? And it's true. Everybody in our life is a reflection of the relationship that we have with ourselves. If we have a healthy, whole relationship with ourselves, we have healthy, whole relationships with other people. If we can have boundaries for ourselves, we can have boundaries for other people. If we can be, it's a healthy relationship exists on the inside first and then gets mirrored outwards. So that's really what that's speaking to. It's time for a cleaning of your proverbial house. Get rid of the thoughts and personal judgments poisoning your mind. Eliminate the inauthentic beliefs of others you've adopted as your own. Hello, Amanda. Do so before your mind makes you sick and empty your literal cupboards of the unhealthy junk food poisoning your body. Fast for one day or skip a meal and allow your body to cleanse itself and rid itself of toxins. Me Talks appears as a warning that you can no longer postpone the self-care and pampering you long for. The time is now. Do healthy maintenance on your body before you have to make repairs that you will never quite recover from. Me Talks has come to caution you that it is not too late, but you are at the 11th hour. Do not deprive yourself of the health you deserve. So this message is getting to be a pretty good message, and I already know what the other card is. So the tarot that I pulled to support the 2 oracle is the 5 of Pentacles. You can see it's not looking like a super, super happy card, but there is a nice hue of yellow to it as well. So the 5 of Pentacles, light seer, financial or health difficulties, feeling left out or ostracized, worrying about your security, a chance to clear energy blocks. The shadow seer would be scarcity mindset, feeling helpless, victimhood, inability to move ahead, fear and isolation, resistance to positivity, feelings of low self-worth that keep you from participating in prosperity, a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's time to squarely address any feelings about safety and security that have you worried about your well-being. Are you stressed about your finances or health, or feeling left out from the prosperity that others seem to enjoy? To counteract these corrosive energy states, you are being asked to reclaim your personal power. Find your hunger for fierce positivity and seek opportunity in your current circumstances. It's hiding in the shadows. If you've been stagnant for a hot minute, ask yourself if you've been laser focused on the things that are lacking in your life. If fear, self-pity, or helplessness try to dictate your reality, flip the script and remember that against all odds, all oppression, all class barriers, all everything, there is always a choice to move beyond your current limitations. Make the absolute best of your luminous life. You are not locked out from that which you desire. See the keys that will help you get there and choose to open the doors. Doors that activate magical opportunities are always open to me. Well, yes, you could definitely, Teresa. I'm putting you on the list. So between the three cards, the Chop Wood and Me Talks and the Five of Pentacles, there's a strong message here to return back into yourself, to do that reflection and do those little tasks, right? I think this is really about meditating, doing like eating healthy, exercising, doing those things. Like this is talking about that detoxification. So turning off the news, turning off the toxic stuff that you're feeding your mind, eliminating the toxic stuff you're feeding your body, working on understanding what your limiting beliefs are that are holding you back, right? So really look at what are those belief systems that you hold and how do they help you in your life? Are they helping you to move forward into the life that you desire and you deserve? Or are they holding you back by making you feel that you're in scarcity and lack? Throwing that on the floor right there. Throwing it on the floor. So it's a really good message, and I don't know who needs to hear that, but I hope that it resonates with somebody. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then just let it go. We only take what does. And now I'm going to have a sip of my coffee, and then I'm going to start pulling the cards for the individual. Haha. Now, the first person who had requested a card is Murph. So Murph will get a card, although it's Murph, but to make it simpler, Murph. You totally resonated with that one. Me, I mean, I have a cold brewing. I've been really trying to resonate. I'll put you on the list, Amanda. Absolutely. So for those that don't know me, hi Char. I went through, I've had a crazy life filled with all different amounts of trauma, from pre-birth, to 6 months being the first time that I was physically assaulted. So Ninja Mama and if I could spell, that'd be handled. But anyway, I know what name I put down. And then Char. Okay. But after I healed, I decided to open a company. And then the last year was working on setting up the foundations of the company. And then this past, like the beginning of November, I went in on my company full time. And, I've been doing these morning lives and card readings and, doing things like that. But I've been trying to, I moved across the country and set up, in a new province. So, if anyone knows about like doing doing a provincial move, like moving across states or across provinces, there's a lot in setting yourself up when you get into a new place. Generally, like even if you move from one house to another, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But when you move out of a province, it makes it just a little bit more so. So I've been dealing with all of that and trying to set up a schedule, and I want to make sure that part of that schedule is for my health. So I started running again and doing meditation, and as well just trying to be healthier and making healthy choices and eating healthy and all of that stuff. But I felt like I've been slacking on my business part because I have I have so many different education things that I can be doing at any given time, whether it's, Oracle, Moonology, business stuff, or, working with, I have a Sharma that I work with. So I could do all of these different things, but I also have to be talking with potential clients. And I've been slacking on that part. I've been more in setting up routines and structures and stuff like that than I have about actually engaging with potential clients and, doing that portion of it. So I think that, that the reading could be just, refocusing, realigning, and, with this little cold that I have coming on, maybe it is time to just, cleanse, just do a cleanse. Okay, so for Murph, the card that I pulled is Deep Knowing, number 43, which is interesting only because the first card was 42. So now we're on 43. 43, Deep Knowing, Murph. Intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. And yes, you could definitely, Christine. I put you on the list. Okay. I do this for till at 10, maybe 10:30, depends, but in that range. Today there's a hard stop at 10:30 because I do have an education session at 10:30, but hard stop at 10:30. And I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate that a lot. So for Murph, intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of, but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You are given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then act accordingly. You are now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Hi. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone. Oops, skip that. Yeah, get back there. I turned the page too soon. Relationship messages, Mirth. There are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey, so pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. So for prosperity, this is a time when your hunches will pay large dividends if you listen to them. Take the risk and act. Within you, there is an oracular, it's hard to say that one, consciousness, a higher and deeper knowing that transcends the machinations of the smaller thinking mind. At the deep level of your intuitive senses, you have an access point to the genius of the collective, the energies of all thinkers and creators, all inventors and leaders, and all that you need in order to leap into success are available to tune into. This is an act of listening intently. Past the busy mind, your genius awaits. Perfect. I'm going to put you on the list, Alexandria. Hi. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone that had asked. Spell your name correctly. Haha. Nice, right? And we all do have an oracle. We all have intuition. We've just been taught not to access it or taught not to appreciate it, right? I mean, even something as much as fluoride in our water, which calcifies our pineal gland, right? Things like that, restrict our ability to access those levels of intuition and even psychic ability. So the next one on the list is Sarah. And then after Sarah is Short Butt, Chantal. Okay. Aw, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Love to you, friend. I have lots of love. I have an abundant amount of love in me and around me, and I like to share that love with other people. So for Sarah, oh, this one here is calling to me. A little guy right there. Whoa. So Sarah, I pulled you No Place Like Home and Protection, which we'll flip it over so you can see it's number 50. No Place Like Home. It's such a cute picture. One day I'm going to develop an oracle deck. I'm going to work in collaboration with an artist to do so, but I need to get to the point where I have, it's expensive to do it. But once I have the money to do so, I will. I shouldn't say that it's expensive to do it. It's not expensive. That's a perspective. It's definitely not expensive to do it, but there is an investment. That's better. There's an investment that I need, and I need to get to that position to make that investment. So for Sarah, I'll read the essential meaning and then I'll read the protection message. Authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. The oracle's message, home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. So now this is the message, though. This is the protection one. There are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. And I can say that conclusively because if we are in a traumatic home environment, we will go seeking that environment because it's familiar. That's not the best environment. It's just what we seek out because the unfamiliar or the unknown feels scary and we want to avoid that. So even though the known is toxic or unhealthy, we'll stick with the known because it's better than the fear of what isn't known. That's your homeostatic impulse is what makes you do that. So that's why. So human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. And that's an amazing message for anybody. Whether this was a card that was pulled for you or not, it's an exceptional message for all of us to get. If you do what you did, you're going to get what you got. It's true. If you make no changes to your day-to-day life, how do you expect to have a different future than what you have today? So if you're living a life that you're not happy with, if you're dealing with, mental health or mental health issues, if you're dealing with depression, anxiety, if every day you get up and you go through the same pattern throughout your day, you get up in the morning, you reach for your phone, you absorb yourself in toxicity on, your social media streams. If you're delving into news, you're getting fired up about things that you can't control. You're spending a lot of time ruminating over the past, or you're on a worry track for the future with your brain, and you don't do anything to change, and you just keep going through the same actions every single day. How do you expect to change anything? How do you expect to cause healing when it's just the same thing over and over and over again? You have to do something different to have a different future than what you're currently predicting. So this will be for short butt. I love it. I love it. Hi, Kim. Would you like a card, Kim? I will put you on the list. I'm on Chantal or short butt. I love it. Right. And the funny thing is I'm an artist, so I think about doing my own cards, but I'm not, but I don't know. I would just want them to be like really, really pretty and really, really nice. And so I don't know if I have the energy, and I'm trying to teach myself that I don't have to do everything. That's a trauma response as well, because you've been inherently let down, or you've been made to feel bad for asking for help and stuff like that. So I'm trying to remind myself I don't have to do everything, that sometimes it's okay to actually lean on other people or ask other people to do certain aspects of things, because maybe they're just more inclined or naturally talented in that space. And this lady, she's an artist. She's done lots of oracle card decks before. She's actually got her to do some pictures for me. So I would actually get Christine, you're down on the list. You're down on the list a bit. Right now I'm on Chantal. It does take me a little bit longer, mostly because I chit chat a lot in between. Okay, so Chantal, you're coming up. You're not quite yet, but I did get you on the list, Ninja Mama. So this is for Short Butt or Chantal, number 14, Truth Be Told. Okay. So let's see what the message is for that. Okay. I have everybody written on the list. It's just, you're going to have to be patient for when your number comes up, because I do it in order and I don't skip anyone. I try not to, unless I know for certain that they've left the conversation. Like if I knew there was like 5 people watching and then all of a sudden there's only one person and I can see that it's, it's clearly not them, then I might skip them. But for the most part, I just say the message anyway. When I'm done with my I take the audio and I share it to Spotify. So this is a podcast audio as well. So for Chantal or Short Butt, honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. The Oracle's message: there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. Truth, this is not a time for a debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that keep you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. In a relationship, if that's where your query is, and that's partnerships of all kinds, relationships with all people, not just your romantic relationship. People tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based in your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth. Prosperity message. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to experience the prosperous life you desire? If you want to be an artist, do you make your art a priority? If you want to be a healer, do you set aside a time to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write and a singer must sing. Being true to your calling is essential to your moving forward. There is another oracle message here too. It's time to have a look at the real, honest truth about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about prosperity, about your relationship to money, to compensation, and to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And you will find the key to abundance. So it's a really good message for you. And I think, again, they're all good message for all of us, for sure. So the next person I have is Teresa for a card. So I will pull for her. And then after Teresa is Amanda, and then Ninja Mama. And then Char, Christine, Alexandria, and Kim is the order that I have everybody written down on. You're welcome. I hope that resonated with you. Sometimes we have to delve deep and we have to actually, spend some time in reflection, right? Like we have to be reflecting and be introspective to say, what is it that I truly desire? Or what is it that I truly want? And do I have any limiting beliefs that I've been holding on to? If you grew up in a family that talked about how, things are always a challenge and always a struggle, then you're going to believe that that's how life is going to be. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's just a limiting belief that someone's held on to. And they were probably fed it from somebody in their, childhood, and they don't even really know where it came from. You should take time throughout your life to review what your beliefs are and then make changes to it when it no longer is supported, right? We do that as a collective anyway. Years ago, interracial relationships were frowned upon, and we've luckily enough evolved since then. We changed our belief system, right? Love is love, and we're accepting of that. But before, it would have been a belief system that would have been, different. So always be willing to challenge your beliefs. If you don't know where your belief came from, question it. Okay, so this one is for Teresa. Oh, there she is right there. So Teresa, I pulled serendipity in the protection state, which is number 18. Hi, Teresa. So let's see what that is, okay? So when I get one in the protection state, I'll read the essential meaning in the oracle's message, but you want to pay attention to the protection message. I just love to give those as like the main meaning of the card, and then you can understand what the protection message is in relation to that. Okay, so number 18. And you can also look at the card number as an additional message. 18 would come down to 9, so you could look at the number 9. So the essential meanings: opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. The oracle's message: you've stepped into alignment with the greater good where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. Now, the protection message. Perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead to something better. It was supposed to be the perfect business, or that person you gave your heart to was supposed to be the one, yet it all fell apart. Consider this. Sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties in order to deliver an important message you needed to learn before you hit the jackpot. Don't get caught up in the drama of disappointment. There really is a silver lining in this cloud. Spirit always knows what you need and is guiding you to where you're meant to go. Pay attention to the signs that are present to you. So look for those like angel numbers, feathers, a song that comes on the radio, or, a sign that you see. Just look for those things in your environment that are going to lead you in the direction that you need to go in. Not always. Sorry, just catching up on the reading on that. And yeah, sometimes like this is one of those situations where it's like God's redirection, like the redirection is God's protection, right? Like, or the universe is protecting you. It might seem like it's all roses in the beginning of it, but there's some negativity underlying, or something that you're not aware of, right? It might have seemed like it was the great. Like if I was to look at it in a relationship, maybe that relationship in the outset seemed like it was good, and there was maybe some flags and they were being a little bit ignored, and it fell apart, and you're upset, and it's sad, but it could be the best thing that happened to you, because that's going to open you up to be available for the next person who's actually going to align with you in a better way. Or the same thing with a job or a career or a business. So now Amanda. This is your card. And then after Amanda is Ninja Mama, and then Char, and then Christine, and then Alexandria, and then Kim. But right now, Amanda. We're going to hold on for a second. Community, number 8. Okay. I do love the camera on the phone better than the camera on the laptop. I almost bought a new webcam for it. Maybe I will. So number 8, community. Let's see what that is. Oh, we know what it's about. Good morning, Jess. I will definitely put you on the list. You're welcome, Teresa. I hope that that resonated with you. But anyway, the message is always good. So community, Amanda, belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. For a relationship message, you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance. Yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You are in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. Prosperity message. Whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there is a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute, rather than what can I get from this? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even if what manifests is small, it's a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open wider. There's also another meaning of this card to consider. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There is no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing you have a purpose. I hope that resonated with you, Amanda. And one message that we all need to, you don't have to be everything to everybody, right? Just, you don't. And we try to do that. Like, I know I've tried to do that numerous times. I'm going to be everything to everybody, right? And show up and be in every role. I'll help you figure out your life and all of it, right? It's like, it's like over mothering your children or something, right? Like that'd be a way that card would show up in community, where you're like doing everything for your kids. Like, I'm going to take care of everything for them. And you're like, oh, wait a second. I don't have to be everything. They have to be responsible for them. And I'm just here to help in smaller ways. Or, my role is as mother, not as, all these other positions. So we're on to Ninja Mama. Ninja Mama. I hope you stuck it out. Yes. Yep. ADHD and anxiety are so good for pushing forward motion, right? Speed and go forward and go forward. Ninja Mama. All right. I don't pull cards that pop out. I intuit the card that is needed to be pulled. I just get a energetic feeling when I get around the card that is the one for you. Just it's a feeling. Hello, Ninja Mama. Regeneration. You're so welcome, Amanda. So regeneration. Let's see what number 46. Hi, Miss Felice. 46. Good morning. I have some regulars and I love seeing them. So regeneration for you, Ninja Mama. Essential meanings: rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. The Oracle's message: second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is fulfilled in wondrous ways. Relationship message: the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to meet you. Oh. Okay, let me read on the prosperity message. What happens when it appears you have failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then, once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start. A more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when out of a seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past because you really are experiencing a rebirth. So I don't know if that was helpful with, I feel like that was like bang on concerning what you were sharing, right? There's a lesson. There's a lesson there, right? And then there's a lesson, and out of that lesson, whatever you determine to learn from that lesson is going to regenerate you into, and it's going to launch you into the new space that you're supposed to be in, which is going to be abundant and wonderful, right? But you have to take that lesson or what you can learn from that experience. Hi, Bernice. How are you? Would you like a card? I can put you on the list and see if I can get to you, but I do have a hard stop today at a certain point. Right now we're at Char. Hope you're still there. And then Christine's coming up after Char. So Char and then Christine and then Alexandria. So at least give you 3. And then Kim, Jess, Bernice. Okay. So if I can get to you, which I should be able to, I mean, I have 20 minutes, but we'll see. Depends on how much chitter chatter I do in between the cards and how long it takes for the actual feeling of. So Char, breathe. Okay, number 29. So breathe. It's a pretty easy message. We can intuit that it's about breathing. So patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, trust. Patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course, meditate and trust, breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. Relationship message. Do not be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways. Prosperity message. You have worked long and hard, your dreams are coming to fruition, and you want to hurry things along. You are the slow one moving languidly, yet still progressing right now in a rhythm dictated by your authentic nature, the essence of your dream, and the will of the universe. Slow and steady wins this race. You will indeed win if you relax, stay the course, trust your intuition, and breathe. So a good message there for you, Shar. And now it is Christine. Christine. Yay. And just remember, sometimes these messages come up and it's like, oh, that hit home. That feels like it was meant for me. That's called a Cledon. So, and it is meant for you. It's just the message came to you in a different way. So Christine, hello. Sometimes the card, like it just stands out like glaringly obvious that it's the card. Orphaned in the protection state. the faster you go, the more behind you get. So I'll show it in the upright position for you so you can just get a really good view of that card. Number 5, orphans. So I'll read again the essential and oracle, but then pay attention to the that there's definitely there's that feeling like right now, like my whole back is tingling, and it almost feels like there's a cold flush along my back, which sometimes will extend even down that, like the back sides of my arms. And I just feel like, I don't know, just like you said, that pull towards the card that I want, that I feel is appropriate for that person. So for Christine, a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. Oracle's message. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of the pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Now, the message for you is this protection message. Hi, Linda. You didn't miss that. We're still going live. You just got in a little later. That's all. So this is the message that you want to pay attention to, Christine. The shadow side of this card speaks to the essence of abandonment. Perhaps you feel a need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. It also warns against creating inappropriate family structures in order to conceal old wounds. It's time to address the unhealthy alliances you've formed and make a decision to heal the past. You will not be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as whole. Not all relationships are dysfunctional, and not all of them will disappoint you. Don't abandon yourself. You can connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them. Life wants to love you. Let it. So I don't know how you feel that resonated with you. But this is a tough card for sure. And the one thing that I kept teaching myself, because I had significant abandonment issues, but one of the things that I kept saying to myself is that the only person that can abandon me is me. And I can stand up for myself and protect myself and not abandon myself by having boundaries, things like that, right? Yes. Right. So just don't abandon yourself. If you love yourself and you put your inherent needs and self first, then you can't abandon yourself. And, by putting those, it's hard because if somebody chooses to leave us because we're being authentically ourselves, we take that as a rejection, but it's just, they're not in alignment with us. And by them leaving, that gives us the opportunity and the freedom, that free space to have somebody else come in their place that's going to be the best. I do actually. Part of the whole program that I do with my trauma wellness, it's an entire wellness program. So I talk about 1 day a week, we donate specifically to it's all about health. It's all about wellness, right? So I have a day where it's a trauma focused day. I have a day that is looks at distorted thought patterns, a ton of different things. I follow a diet. It's called the Sattvic diet, and it's what I've been working with my Sharma on, is that particular diet. And when I went through my whole healing journey, I've lost about 80 pounds in the process of healing my trauma. It caused a significant change in weight, the mental health portion of it, right? We don't realize how much our mental health contributes to our overall health and well-being, or the lack of that. So now it is Alexandria, my friend. So the Sattvic diet it's basically about eating clean, and it does look at. So I basically go with, one, it's a clean eating. So you would be eating things that are natural and holistic, and it's there's more than just that, but it's about eating more natural foods, right? Like stepping away from processed foods. It's more plant-based, but it isn't a vegan or vegetarian diet. It might fall somewhat in between pagan, which is pagan is a combination of the paleo and vegan, but it's just having a higher plant-based diet. Nice. So I can share more information about that as well. You're welcome. You still need to book a call with me, my friend. I gave you the link. Book another call. I'm sorry that I had to reschedule, but yeah, definitely book another call. Okay, I think I have. And yeah, I make my health a priority. That's the other part, right? So at some point today, I've been going on these walk runs, is what I call them. So they're probably about 2 kilometer-ish walks between around 2 kilometers anyway. And I run them, and I do it twice a day. And then I also do yoga. But the reason why your mental health, and just because someone said very true about weight and our mental health, people don't recognize how much underlying mental health issues can lead to weight gain. And some of it is our perspective of ourselves. If I inherently think that I am fat and lazy and no good and all of these things, then I will self-sabotage myself over and over and over again to become exactly what I think of myself on the inside. So if I, and the other part of it is too, a lot of times when you have certain levels of trauma or abuse, and especially ones that hit, like cheating or sexual assault's a huge one. If you've suffered from sexual assault, oftentimes we will make ourselves appear less attractive, whether that's how we dress, weight gain, things like that, because we think that it's, that we were attacked because of how we looked, which isn't necessarily true. People that sexually assault other people, it's not necessarily they're like, oh my God, she's so hot, I'm gonna do that to her. But that's how we inherently feel. We'll become less attractive on the outside to protect, as a protection, right? And it keeps people away from us by doing that. So it's that protective state that we put ourselves in, and then underlying thought processes that we have about ourselves. So when we heal our mental health and we delve deep and work through our trauma, that changes how we feel about ourselves. And when you love yourself and you care for yourself, then you start to make better choices during your day. So you will choose to eat healthy because you believe yourself to be healthy or be worthy of health, right? And that's another thing, is you have to work on your worth. So the card that I pulled for Alexandria, took me a little while to get to that, but is number 38, to be fair. And I did pull it in protection mode. So I will talk about this card in protection. We'll just show it up, right? So you can see the beauty of that card. I love the artwork. So Alexandria, number 38. Truth be told. I think this is going to give us some truth. To be fair, I was reading the wrong name of the card. To be fair. So the essential meaning: balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from being from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go, to being again. Like all of these states, you will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So the protection message, Alexandria, injustice and equity are a part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. Perhaps you've come to the rescue of someone else or are called to answer for a personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose your cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain, if fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. So it was a good message in the protection state. Okay. So now after Alexandria is Kim. I hope you're still there. And then after Kim is Jess and then Bernice. Okay. So Kim, this is your card, Kim. Needed to hear that? Okay. Sending you love, friend. All right, Kim. Well, I don't know how that works to pull "to be fair" all over again, but it was a message that was meant for both of you. But this time, instead of being in protection mode for you, Kim, it's in the upright position. So I'll read the rest of the message for "to be fair" and how it shows up within relationships as well as prosperity. So Kim, will pay attention to this part, okay? So can you find, and this is in relationships, and it could be your intimate partnerships, but all relationships and all partnerships get categorized in the relationship message. Can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn that if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides, your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit to each part, and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. In prosperity, now is a time for even exchanges. Justice will prevail, and you will be treated accordingly. In all your affairs, you must be able to negotiate fair settlements. Mutual gain is the gift to you and your partners and colleagues. This is also a good time to square your finances and take stock of how you're compensated for your work. This card signifies balance, justice, and negotiations. So remember that all things must be fairly compensed. I can't even I'm going to say that word 3 times wrong. Keep this as your truth, and so it will be. So there's within relationships and finances, there is that negotiation or that compromise, that finding balance. It has to be a mutual. There's give and take. There's balance in all things, and negotiate for what is fair for you. Okay, so that's what this card is asking you to do, is just to negotiate what is fair for you. Okay, so now after Kim is Jess, and then Bernice. And if anyone else wants a card, ask because we're at 10, so I do have some time. You're welcome, dear. I hope that was a good card for you. I hope you feel that was a good pull. Throw all these guys on the floor. Oh. Ta-da. Ta-da. All right. Jess. Shuffle a little bit more. I don't know, pulling the same card back to back. I've done that a few times, but it's always funny. All righty. It's that one. Jess, I feel like this one came, I don't know. I get soulmates. So number 41, and I did pull it in the upright position for you, Jess. Number 41. And I pretty much opened the book to it. So harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. The Oracle's message. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gift. In a relationship message, consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude, or break you so open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate come to guide you home to the real you. For the prosperity message, strategic alliances are most important right now as you begin to attract the perfect people to support your dreams. This is a journey you will share with others, mentors, business partners, helpers, and employees, creative partners, friends, and strangers. Open doors for you and step through the portal to join you in a harmonic dance of collaboration, commitment, and co-creation. This is what you've been waiting for. So look around you, because there are people that are in your life right now who are here to help you to navigate through either a healing journey, who are going to open you up with a lot of, like, it could be sometimes, a soulmate brings us to some significant pain. I think that my last toxic relationship that I was in with, I do think that it was a soulmate. I think that he was very much a soulmate, and he was to bring me to my ultimate level of healing, because through the pain of that relationship, I learned what I was willing to tolerate and what I wasn't willing to tolerate, and who I was underneath of it all, and that I was willing to stand up and love myself and put myself first. So sometimes soulmate relationships are very painful, but other times soulmate relationships are for life, right? Like, you find that person that's going to see you and appreciate you and value you for who you are. Yes, you sure can, Joanne. I'll put you on the list. Just make sure I'm not missing anyone here. Perfect. Good morning, Sarah. Welcome, dear. So this card now is for Bernice. Okay. So Bernice. I hope you're still there, Bernice. That you stuck it around. You're welcome, Jess. It's funny because sometimes I'm like, it's me. I'm here to help you heal. And then I'm like, but you probably have other people in your life that have showed up to give you that guidance too, or to direct you in that way. But you can have more than one. Maybe I am one. One of many in your life. Who knows? All right. So this is for Bernice. Yes. Aversion therapy. Look, it fell out. What the heck? All right. So this card is for Bernice. And then after Bernice is Joanne. Oh, I want that one. Well, we did pull a card that we've had before, Serendipity, number 18. But at least it wasn't soulmate. right away again. Number 18, Serendipity. I don't remember if I read this card this morning. I really don't. I almost need like an assistant who is with me while I'm doing these, like every morning. Should just be with me, and they can write down the list of names and also the list of cards that get pulled, so that I know. And maybe Serendipity was the card that I put. No, it wasn't. Serendipity. I gave this message to somebody else, but for Bernice. So the essential meaning: opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, and a magical alignment of events. And I do remember one of the people I pulled it for. Sippy. You stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. The relationship message. Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a romantic partnership. Remember that the relationship message is for partners. It could be a business partner, it could be family, could be friends, could be in that situation there. But it also can indicate a love relationship. The prosperity message. You are in the right place at the right time. Be grateful, for the stars are aligned in your favor and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities now before you. This is your lucky moment. The timing is perfect. So I hope I know that was a lovely message. It's saying that you're in the perfect space at the perfect time, that things are going to start to open up and, just fall into your lap. Look for the signs, look for those angel numbers to show that you're on the right path, feathers, signs on billboards, music that comes on, anything that just you can feel is like a message, right? The way that we get communicated with is through energy and vibration. So look for those things in your life that show up in that pattern. So Joanne, card for you now, my friend. And then if that's it, then I will shut her down for today, because then I can get ready for my education that's at 10:30. All right. So Joanne. Number 40, co-create. I'll just show that there as well. Co-create. Beautiful. Okay. Number 40. Number 40, co-create. I'm just seeing fives everywhere. There's 5 here, 5, 5. It's just fives everywhere. 1.5 likes, 5 people watching, 5 people watching, 5 hearts. Like, it's just fives are everywhere. That would be a sign. What are the fives, right? But for Joanne, co-create. The essential meanings: creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The oracle's message: you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with the universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you are aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Be prepared to be amazed. In relationships and partnerships, connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you would never have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You're going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. In prosperity, so job, career, investments, personal development, flashes of inspiration give rise to great success when you receive this message. You are at your most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself to will lead to the fruition of your dreams. Remember that all your ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with spirit. The potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. So that was a really good message for you, Joanne. And yeah, I think that was a lovely Lovely message. I think, it's funny when people don't think that they're creative. Like, we're all creative. And especially, I mean, for women, we can say we actually create life, right? We birth, we create people. Like, we actually are such huge creators. My mom used to always be like, I'm not a creative person, and she's in her 60s now, and I've been working on her with, healing her trauma, and she's been very open to that. She started going to a card making class, and the cards that she's making, they're just beautiful. And she's like, I didn't even know. So everybody's creative. It's just a matter of finding out what you're capable of creating, or what aligns with you. What makes you spark up, right? I get super excited over crystals and cards. So that's where my spirit is aligned with, for sure. Is in oracle cards. When I get them in the mail, I'm just like, yes. And that creates that I got to buy more. I keep buying more oracle cards. I probably have 15 decks now, probably. And then it's 1010, by the way. So 1010, see what spirit's message is at 1010. So yeah, if anyone else wants a card, yeah, just ask. Otherwise, if that's the case, I'll shut her down here. Then I'll have just a little more time to prep for my lesson, but that's okay. I don't mind pulling another card if someone wants it. And you know what? Maybe what I'll do, instead of pulling a card for anybody, is I will just grab my other deck of cards, and I will pull a card. I'll pull a card for you, Kelly, first. I'll pull a card for you. And then maybe I'll just pull one of the cards from a different deck, just as a collective, just a general card, to see what we could get from for somebody. Maybe a message will pop up that'll be like, yes, that's a message for me. I needed to hear that. Plus, we get to learn a little bit about astrology from the deck that I'm going to pull. Number 25, Round and Round. These are such beautiful cards. I really do love how clear this camera is, and the colors, just all of it. This one seems a little more, I don't know, just muted maybe, or fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. It's a good one. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Was waiting for someone to finish it and be like, Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy. Say that 10 times real fast. Okay, Round and Round. The essential meanings: the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenging to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The Oracle's message. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you're standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Relationship message. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar. Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you've learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. The prosperity message. If you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it's because you're being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern from the past? It's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. So I hope that was a good message for you. I think that's a beautiful message for all of us, right? If we're seeing a repeated pattern in our circumstances, it's because we haven't inherently learned that lesson, right? There's some part about the lesson that we haven't completely integrated and learned, that there's a takeaway from that. And at this time, maybe we're more knowledgeable, we're more wise. So we're going to be able to look at that and make a better decision or a better choice, or we'll see the lesson for what it is and not allow that to continue happening. So let's say if it was a relationship, maybe before it took 8 years before you were like, that's enough. This time around, maybe 2 years in, you're like, nope, that pattern's all the same. It's all the same. I'm done with that. I know what this pattern means and where it's headed, or I know that you're not showing up in the way that I need, because you've become stronger and more aware, right? So think about that, that's a, it could be looking at that, or same thing with a job, right? Like if we keep ending up in a job where it seems that, our needs aren't met, or it seems a bit toxic or whatever, what is it in you that keeps attracting you to that particular role? And what do you need to address the underlying issue with that? So I'm just going to pull, hopefully I'm like probably sticking just orange everywhere. I'm going to pull one of these cards from the Star Codes Astro deck. We'll learn a little bit about astrology here, and this will be just a general card. So take what resonates with you and let go of what doesn't. Then this will be the last card and I'll shut it down. But just as a reminder, I am live every morning at 9 a.m. unless it's the weekend or if something's come up, but I'll try to, notify people that I'll be later or earlier that day. But for the most part, it'll be 9 a.m. Eastern that I will be on here delivering a general reading. And then after the general reading, I spend roughly, anywhere from 30 minutes and up to an hour. The one Sunday I did 3-hour session of pulling cards for everybody, but it was a hop-in session on TikTok. All right, so let's see. What is a message from Spirit that we need to know for today? Oh, Mars. So for somebody, this is a message for you, or maybe there's something that we can all intuit from this card. It's number 22, Mars. Mars went into retrograde, and that was a little bit challenging for some of us. Number 22, Mars. So Mars is talking about motion. Mars, a mythological god of war and the traditional ruler of Aries and Scorpio, speaks of independence, enterprise, and willfulness. Aggression, passion, and defenses, including your body's defenses, such as your immune system. Mars takes 1.9 Earth years to go around the zodiac. So your terrible twos, when you learn to say no and yes and demand things, was the expression of your first Mars return. Mars urges you to take action, any action, but this can get you into trouble. Jump into motion, but stay in the driver's seat and think through the consequences of your moves. Mars is raw energy, and like the motor of a fine sports car, it can take you far if you add wisdom and guidance. Mars wants you to develop your strength and bravery, so work out and develop muscles or rescue the proverbial underdog. Boldly go where you have not gone before and passionately dive into life. Mars loans you the competitive edge to obtain a fiercely desired goal and teaches you that for your yes to truly mean yes, your no needs to be respected. Know what you want and don't want, and be aware of those desires in the people around you. Learn to fight and fight fairly. Stand your ground with grace and compete against your own personal best. If you are in a difficult situation, it could take real strength and willpower to transform or escape. You may need to dig in your heels so you are not pushed around or pull out your sword to draw a clear line in the sand. Do what needs to be done. Just make sure it's the right thing. The challenge: domineering willfulness, misuse of sexuality, anger, belligerence, and a warlike mentality are the shadow side of Mars. Break the momentum if your situation heads downhill. Stop for a moment and think through your next move. Gift. The higher note of Mars energy manifests as a divine guardian, your potent inner first responder who is ready to be the hero in a dangerous situation and protect you and yours. So I think that that's a beautiful card as a final message for all of us. And sometimes you need that strong energy, right, to propel us forward to make those decisions. Just remember to be fair, like always incorporate some kindness and compassion in whatever we're doing. And then that means that we're not going to be like really harsh with how we navigate through our stuff. So just a really good message with that. But see, that's what I like about these cards is you get that little bit of a lesson learning about Mars. I didn't know Mars took 1.9 years to go around, to travel around, right? So just a really cool message that way. So anyway, that's all for today. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, where we will start all over again with a general reading and then individual card pulls. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for all the likes on TikTok. I appreciate that. But I'm going to head off now so I can get a drink and bathroom before I have my education. But I love you guys. And again, thank you so much for joining me. Till tomorrow.